Once again, it's that time of the year.
Holi? Kab hai Holi?
No, it's that time of the year when people will buy the new iPhone and let the world know who has the money.
Show me the money. Show me the money. अच्छा 10 रुपए iPhone लेगा.
So this is the news we have all been waiting for. Prices of the earlier iPhones have been slashed. Finally, it's happening, and this might just be one of the biggest price cuts ever to be made by Apple in India. Check it out. Apple has slashed the prices of its smartphones by as much as rupees 22,000. The iPhone 6s 128GB variant, which had carried an MRP of rupees 82,000 so far, will now be available for rupees 60,000 after a massive price drop. The bigger screen variant of the iPhone 6s, the iPhone 6s Plus 128GB variant, has also received a 22,000 rupee cut and will now be available at a price of rupees 70,000. Both the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus come with 3D touch and 2GB of RAM. Both phones sport 12 megapixel eyesight cameras capable of shooting 4K videos, along with faster second generation Touch ID sensor, and are made of tough aircraft grade aluminium. The 64GB version of Apple's 4-inch iPhone SE, which was launched earlier this year, has also received a price cut and will now be available for rupees 44,000. The price cuts have been announced ahead of the India launch of the company's latest iPhones, the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. Apple has revealed the official prices at which the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus will retail in India. The iPhone 7 Plus 32GB, 128GB and 256GB will cost rupees 72,000, 82,000 and rupees 92,000 respectively, while the iPhone 7 32GB, 128GB and 256GB will be priced at rupees 60,000, rupees 70,000 and rupees 80,000 respectively.
Now, there are plenty of fitness bands and trackers out there in the market which give you those data for you to keep track of your fitness. But what if you had something that pushes you to go out there, work out and stay fit?
अच्छा बीवी.
That should also work. But again, I am still talking about a fitness band. It's from Goki and it really motivates you to go out there, work out and stay fit.
मैं तो शादी बना के बीवी ही लाएगा.
The Goki Band 2.0 boasts a sleeker design, an improved touch OLED display, and an integrated charger that can be connected to any standard USB port to charge the smart band. The battery life is pretty decent on the device and works quite seamlessly. In addition to launching the second generation smart band, Goki has also made major improvements to its ecosystem. The company has partnered with ThyroCare, Max Healthcare, and also introduced new services like Goki Doctor and Goki Diagnostics. Clearly, this is not your average fitness band. Along with monitoring the usual steps, sleep and calories, there is also a qualified physician on board the Goki ecosystem. A doctor will be able to consult a user based on their fitness data and suggest changes to their lifestyle if need be. The Goki HRA or Health Risk Assessment feature will monitor a user's fitness data and lifestyle and generate a comprehensive report. Based on the report, a doctor could be assigned to the user. So, when it comes to fitness bands, I refer to most of them as motivators because they keep you walking, they keep you counting, and they keep you wanting to monitor your health and definitely trying to get fit. The Goki 2.0 actually takes it a notch further because it's actually getting you in touch with an actual consultant who will be taking in your details physically and will be monitoring you. Goki users can subscribe for the consultant services at a price of Rs 2,000 for 3 months, 6 months for Rs 3,000 or for 1 year for Rs 4,000. Besides just tracking one's activities, Goki's ecosystem is giving users access to healthcare services at just a tap of a button.
They say one must eat as much as one can digest. Oh yaar, I was talking about the Note 7 and the curious case of exploding batteries. क्या खा गया जहरीले?
घर में पराठे ने धोखा दे दिया.
South Korean electronics major Samsung announced an unprecedented global recall of its flagship-level Galaxy Note 7 on September 2nd, after several of the phablets caught fire while being charged. The tech giant told customers to switch off and return their new Galaxy Note 7 smartphones due to fire-prone batteries. Samsung had sold 2.5 million Galaxy Note 7s, which will now need to be replaced. The Note 7 recall has not only caused major embarrassment to the tech giant but has also resulted in Samsung's shares to fall by 6.3% after touching their lowest levels since July this year. Aviation ministries around the world have raised fears for the usage of the Note 7 on flights. The Indian Ministry of Civil Aviation recently prohibited passengers from carrying Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 smartphone on board an aircraft and has also advised passengers not to put the phone in their check-in baggage. With recall losses estimated to be $5 billion, analysts said the recall could have a lasting impact on the billion-dollar company's brand image. In order to prevent further mishaps, Samsung said it will forcibly limit the Galaxy Note 7 battery to be charged to only 60% of its capacity by using its so-called over-the-air OTA update technology. Samsung has said it will launch media advertisements to apologize for the discomfort and concern caused due to the ongoing global recall of its Galaxy Note 7 smartphones. So even after apologies and new batteries, the damage seems to have already been done. Will the Note 7 go back to selling the way it was expected to? Time will only tell. But what we know for sure right now is that Samsung's loss is Apple's gain. Reports have already suggested that Apple has already boosted the production of the iPhone 7. And what Samsung is going to pull out of its hat to counter the iPhone 7 momentum, we'll need to wait and watch.
Now I know it looks bad for the Note 7, but everything has a positive side and a brighter side too, you know. Why?
तो शहर पे रावण फाड़ना है.
Samsung's latest flagship smartphone Note 7 is on fire. Literally. Although the phone has been recalled, but I still see many reasons to buy the Note 7. As per rumors, Samsung would be providing these custom-made suits to all the Note 7 users. When wearing these suits, you would be able to use the Note 7 without any danger whatsoever. The army is also considering using the Note 7 instead of those hand grenades. Now, you don't have to take out that pin. All you have to do is take out the S Pen and launch. Now, the Note 7 could also be used as a nice honey trap. Well, not exactly honey trap, but a smart trap. Where you could place them along the LOC with some hot pictures. Somebody's gonna come, pick up the phone, call his friends. Problem solved. And of course, Note 7 can be used for self-defense. Because as a girl, you might forget carrying the pepper spray, but you will not forget carrying a phone. And it can come really handy. And last but not the least, if you had a bad appraisal, it is time to gift your boss that Note 7. Alright, it's time for gaming segment now, and this week we review Abzu. It's a beautiful looking game, man. Fantastic audio, everything is so nice. I think I'm gonna play it once again.
इतना बड़ा हो गया अभी तक गेम खेलता है.
Abzu is purposely vague. It isn't interested in giving you the whole picture. Rather, it leaves a breadcrumb trail of clues and hints as to what the history of the underwater world you're in may be. And then it hopes you'll figure it out. At the same time, the game isn't interested in giving you characters or a deep complex plot. It focuses its energy on the player's journey instead. The story here is not about discovering this world, but rather about the player experiencing the world. The fact that the protagonist seems as clueless as the player makes the exploration of the world a story unto itself. When it comes to the presentation, there's hardly a game this year that comes close to the way that Abzu looks. Abzu's vast underwater world is intricately detailed and put together with great passion. What is even better is the way sound design is weaved in with the visuals. Since most of the game takes place underwater, everything has an appropriately muffled sound. The sound of various animals is also faithfully reproduced, with the standout being a shark that communicates entirely using sound and animation. The music is the icing on the cake. When it comes to the gameplay, things lean towards the opposite end of the spectrum. As detailed as the visuals and sound are, the gameplay itself is barren and simplistic. The basic tenets of a game are here. You have a movement system and a way to interact with the world, but not much else. Abzu feels like it has a framework of a game, but uses its tools to give you a highly polished experience. It feels like a game, but doesn't play like one. Think of it as an immaculately designed roller coaster. It works when you give in and go along for the ride, but the moment you want more substance, it has little to offer. It's clear that the focus here is on the presentation, and thankfully that's where it delivers in spades. As you might expect, rendering a highly detailed underwater world that's chock full of animals does have an effect on performance. And on PC, the frame rate often dips below 40 FPS. If you're interested in the game, know that you would need a beefy system to run this at the highest settings. The amount of time it takes to complete Abzu is anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. While that may seem really short, and it is, anything longer would trail very close to boredom and would serve to dilute the experience. Abzu is hard to recommend to everyone. If you liked games like Journey or Flower, you will feel right at home here. But if you found those games boring, there's nothing here that will change your mind.
Alright, time to slip into a short break, but come right back because we got lots more on the other side.
Time for paratha number 12.
Welcome back, you're still watching Gadgets and Gizmos. My name is Gaurav. Now, Martin Luther King once said that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. But keep on going, man.
ऐसा है मिस्टर लूथर, ये तो बताओ जाना कहाँ है?
You go to Hill, man, and you guys take a look at the Asus Zenfone 3 review. Asus Zenfone series is known for providing those value for money smartphones, phones that are packed with latest features and with good design. Now, design is something that Asus has been experimenting a lot with. They came out with some really good looking devices, I must say, because design is important. And this week we have the Asus Zenfone 3 and it's shiny. It definitely is. It's shiny from all angles. The phone is made up of all metal and glass. The phone is essentially two slabs of Corning Gorilla Glass 3 joined together via a metal frame. The glass on both sides kind of curves into the frame, enhancing both looks and feel. The phone has heavy undertones of Samsung Galaxy, but still it's shiny and it gets all smudgy and scratchy also. Now that fingerprint scanner at the back is rectangular, but it works perfectly. and you get these bezels, thick, chunky bezels, but it's a well-built and sturdy phone. Now the phone runs on Android Marshmallow with its own customized UI, Zen UI 3.0 on top, and the UI of course is heavily bloated, but it receives those key features from Android Marshmallow like now on tap and an improved memory management and a couple of more features, so that's good. Although there's some heavy skinning involved, it's nice to see Asus sticking with the good old formula of ease of use with some thoughtful customization throughout its UI. The Zenfone 3 with its mid-level chipset pales in comparison. Add to it Asus's heavily bloated user interface and the phone feels lacking even in the most basic tasks, more than you can imagine. Now basic tasks are handled well, which means you can make phone calls, text, WhatsApp, watch movies, listen to music, browse internet and play those less demanding games. And you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever with that. The phone is however prone to lag or stutter every once in a while, especially when being used for longer periods. More demanding games like Asphalt 8 Airborne are nearly unplayable at medium and maxed out settings. The mid-level chipset however ensures that Zenfone 3 is a lot more heat efficient than counterparts. The phone simply never gets too hot to handle, no matter how much you push it. The phone is backed by a 3000 mAh battery which is non-removable. Now the battery life is phenomenal. We got close to 16 hours on this device. The Zenfone 3 is especially among the best camera phones at its price point right now, and a huge upgrade over last year's Zenfone 2. Photos clicked using its rear camera in good lighting come out well, with lots of details and colors which are mostly true to source. The phone's rear sensor really surprises you in tricky and low light situations though. Alright, so should you buy the Asus Zenfone 3? Well, it depends. Now I have to tell you there are two variants that are available. This one is the ZE552KL and there's another variant which is the ZE520KL. That one is priced at 21,899 rupees. This one is priced at 27,999 rupees. So this phone is actually competing against the OnePlus 3 which still rocks. I think the ZE520KL variant makes much more sense. It is competing against the Mi 5, doesn't really match the performance of the Mi 5 but is a good alternative. So if you have to buy the phone, I say go for the 520KL. Now it's good to see that besides those smartphones, we are also seeing television sets being released in the market. View Technology recently launched a new television series. Take a look. View, the 10-year-old California-based luxury television company, announces the launch of its exclusive limited edition premium QHD series televisions and curved televisions. View's UHD TV is equipped with Pixie Light HDR technology. Smart chip with a quad-core processor with a dedicated button on the remote for Netflix. It offers ultra-smooth motion rate for added clarity in high motion frames and 4x ultra-high definition and ultra-dimming feature. The televisions are slim with brushed steel and carbon weave design elements and available in two form factors. 65-inch for rupees 1,56,000 and 75-inch for 3 lakh rupees. View also launched its 55 and 65-inch curved UHD televisions in luxury segment. The curved smart TV comes packed with 4K ultra high definition 4x quad core CPU and GPU along with added features.
The Pixelite HDR, which is 10.6 billion colors in detail. The second is the premium aesthetics. We have brushed steel finish for the 65-inch and carbon weave for the 75-inch. And then I would say it is the smart of tomorrow. We have our own proprietary 4x quad-core CPU and GPU in these TVs that allow you to access all the content of the world.
The The 55-inch curved UHD television W will cost you around 1 lakh rupees, and the 65-inch television will cost you 1,80,000. The new View televisions will be available at nearly half the rates of the premium televisions offered by big ticket brands like Sony, Samsung and LG. But how much can View's products actually match up to the bigger players? We'll need to wait and watch. Alright, so that brings us to the end of another episode of Gadgets and Gizmos. We hope you enjoyed watching it. You can always follow us on Twitter, and if you want to know more, you can always go to our website indiatoday.in/technology. So until we meet next, bye-bye.
कभी बाय बाय मत कहना, कभी अलविदा भी मत कहना. तू है मेरा ऑपरेटिव.
और चुप कर यार.